This one sound like secret weapon. If I let go, then it's Armageddon. This one crash hard like the recession. Could get charged for the possession. In first place, don't do second. No one left out, that is a blessing. Mayday standing, solo legend. Mayday standing, yo. Run up in a clash like Robert Mugabe. Mayday one-man army. So make sure you have bare trust in all of those bars you bring. I think for myself and I do what I want. These man have been hit by MK Ultra, Culture Vulture. Don't rate them like all Senada, not rated, yeah. Don't owe no man no favour. Let the new Brom generation save ya. These man say their season, but I don't give a damn like Deacon. Oh, lick off your head with ultimate top spin. Can't do that, I Mayday Golovkin. No, I don't dance or dab, spin. Warning for those who jump in the ring.
So Mayday, it's been a long time coming.
It has, it's been
We've
a
been
whole...
chatting back and forth on Instagram for
at least a few months.
This year has been quite an important year for you. Spotify, that was the first time you've been on a playlist like that.
As Mayday, I've been doing music probably about just over 3 years now.
I was just about to ask you, when did you actually start?
So probably just over 3 years. And this has definitely been the most productive year in both terms of networking.
You've ticked
accolades.
off quite a few boxes.
Yeah. Well, I had no expectations. I just wanted to. So for me, I called at the start of 2019. I called it the year of more, and the year of more's ethos was just to sum up whatever you're doing. I'm going to do that, but more. You get me? So.
But you know what I like about you is that you're very productive and you're active on socials as well. And
the
thing is, I didn't really even need to ask you too many questions. Nope. You can talk. You can definitely talk. So to me, I'm thinking. Mayday, I've seen you on social media, you're like giving people advice on how to help themselves basically reach the goals that they want to kind of reach in the industry. How important do you think social media is in becoming a successful artist?
So most people I've met in the music game, I'll go to networking events in Birmingham, they're few and far between, but I'll go there, show face, shake hand, cool. But most of it is just being active in the community, mostly on Instagram, because that's kind of the musician's platform at the moment. But I'm everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Do you think being active on social media is enough to be able to get like that same kind of acknowledgement that some of these artists living in London are getting? Because we spoke about this quite a bit on the project, and a lot of people feel that if you're living within the hub, like you're living within London as well, where everything is happening. Do you think social media is enough to be getting the same kind of credentials, same acknowledgement as some of the artists that are doing really well within London?
I mean, there is obviously examples, and I think you got JK from Birmingham, T and Bugsy from Nuts, H from Manny blew up off that viral freestyler, and all of this.
I miss doing things that he's never done before as well.
So it's a case of where I can understand why, because music and business is very London centric. If it goes there and you're there, you're gonna meet that person or go to that event, and that's gonna help. Cool. But on the flip side, the power the internet has given us is everyone's a neighbour now. We met through the power of the internet. Me and Stretch met through the power. Like, it's just a case of where having social media and utilising YouTube and all these different types of platforms, they can kind of accentuate the process. So people in London can find out who I am, or people in Luton can see, oh, who's this doing this? So it's kind of, I can understand why people say, oh, I need to move to London, it's all happening there. It is, but at the same time, if you can stay in your own city and just promote your stuff through the use of social media, that's also a way to work it. The
scene outside of London is thriving, probably the most it has done in years at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anybody that you want to collaborate with that's already established, or anybody even locally that you're thinking?
So wait, is that in Birmingham or just like?
Within the Midlands, so that could be like Birmingham, Leicester.
Birmingham, you got Mayhem, Daps on the map.
Have you collaborated at all with
Daps?
I'm
cool with them. But like for me, again, keep going back to Stretch, but it's the same thing. Me and him became friends. Like, oh, you do music, like, cool. And then naturally, music came out of the process of us being whatever. So I'm cool with Daps and Mayhem and other people, but it's like not the right time to make music yet. Hopefully it will come in the future, but I'm just cool to be around them. And I'm learning from them when they talk.
Right now it's like a learning process. And kind
so
of
they've done stuff I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
They're kind of, because JK said this, like London, they've had So Solid, they've had Tiny Temper, they've had Lethal Bizzle, all these millionaires from music. Birmingham hasn't really had that yet. And JK's kind of the leading man to make the blueprint of, yo, you can make this amount from whatever. So kind of learning from him and what he's doing, whatever. That would it. And then kind of on a Midlands national level, me and Snowy most definitely need to get a tune in.
I was just talking to Snowy,
me and Snowy, we chat here and there. And he mentioned the Grime Shutdown playlist as well, just before Reddit came out, and then Reddit got added on there. So
I actually gassed Snowy up. I was saying, you know what? Every time I speak to a different artist from every different city,
they have a Snowy story.
I've got a story with Snowy, or they want to collaborate with Snowy.
I've never met him, but we've communicated enough where it's hopefully going to happen in 2020.
So that's what you would hope for 2020. I was going to ask you, what is happening in 2020? You've obviously mentioned you've got Japan.
A lot.
But after Japan?
So there's nothing currently set in stone at the moment, but I'm going for what should be 5 figures worth of funding to do what I've done in Japan.
Wow.
But on a scale of 4 different countries.
Okay.
With 4 different Birmingham artists each time per country. So it'd be 16 different artists in 4 different countries, all from Birmingham, making music with people from that country. That's the overall arching theme, as not me as Mayday, but like for Birmingham.
Yeah.
And hopefully if I can get that funded, I can execute that. For me as Mayday, the plan is just like more singles, and it's just a case of kind of getting paid for a lot more performances. So I performed currently 23 times this year. I've been paid for 3 of them. So
oh wow.
3 is better than 0, but if you do the percentage,
if you could do it more,
you get me.
Of course.
But it's just a case of kind of helping people out and kind of building leverage, because no one really still knows me in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So it's a case of where I don't really have leverage to say, oh, let's do a tune, or you pay me for this feature, or pay me this amount for performance, whatever. So it's just a case of still continuing to build leverage, and hopefully in 2021 things will kind of go. If they happen next year, great. But like I've got no, like with this year, I had no massive expectation to anything to happen.
And everything just kind of came to you.
I weren't planning to win an award. I weren't planning to go to Jamaica and Japan to make music. Like, but they have happened through the work and networking I've put in. So hopefully it'll just be that. But again, more next year. That's the plan.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
October's very on ghost. October's very on ghost. October's very on ghost. October's very own ghost. 0121's next great hope. Bromtown coming like Olympic training. Only best men representing. Only best MCs keep maintaining. New generation, I'm showcasing. No, I'm the future as well. All this pressure bestowed on myself. Can't drop the flag, can't sleep, can't lag. I got to keep moving. Look deep in my eyes and you'll see I don't know the word losing. So much self-belief, I know I can make it in music. So much to express, it's why I make all the music. Roll out heart on sleeve, but you don't know what I got hidden in my coat underneath, cause it's discreet. Nah fam, I'm kidding. It's all the souls of my friends and family who are no longer living. That's Shaq, Maloose, H and Shane. And that's too many names. There's another 12 I didn't even say. All in the last 5 years. Nowadays I don't even shed tears cause life goes on. It's what I've learned, but it doesn't even fix the fact that I've got more friends underground than I have up here with me on earth. And that's mad, think about that. Pause, go rewind the line back. What I actually said, take it in then think. How lucky you are to see your mates on a daily basis. Some of them I can't even remember faces. It was ages since we last hung out on Bus Stroke, since we last came back and just jammed, since we last played on Nintendo. All I have is faded memories, what I have is all I've got left. And I'll carry them till my final breath. So, now who rolls on his own? May, October's very own ghost. May, Bromtown's chosen one. May, the fatherless son. May, now who rolls on his own? May, October's very own ghost. May, Bromtown's chosen one. May, the fatherless son. May, twisted individual, I need a miracle. Now it seems mythical, doesn't even seem visible. Seems like I have one chance left, so I can't take it for granted. Can't be vanquished, now it's all out there that I've addressed. Don't make me go into the war chest. Done that mission trade, not today, not today. That's what I say when people try to waste my time so they don't get blind. Cause time flies by and you can die in a blink of an eye, so let's not lie. If you need someone, just ask. The worst I can say is no. If you're coming to ask, be prepared to pay, bro. Nothing comes free, so I need peace, so I can eat, feast with my team. It's all I need in life, good vibes, good music, food and people. Play this again cause I don't repeat and do sequels. Have you ever been so broke that you don't remember your own pin code? Have you ever been so hungry that you had to eat some sleep for dinner? Have you ever had a shower in freezing water on a dark morning? Have you ever had to help your mum pay for some electric? If you can say yes to any of those questions, you know where I come from. Working class who didn't do working class, and that's where I come from. Some wasteman kid who done what he did, but life is life, we grow and we live. Yeah, I never knew I'd blossom into the rainbow king. That was repeated. I did it for a reason, to show who I am, and show what I'm about. That's my story. Well, I guess for now, if you're ever in Rain World, please give me a shout. So, now who rolls on his own? May, October's very own ghost. May, Bromtown's chosen one. May, the fatherless son. May, now who rolls on his own? May, October's very own ghost. May, Bromtown's chosen one. May, the fatherless son. So, now who rolls on his own? May, October's very own ghost. May, Bromtown's chosen one. May, the fatherless son. May, now who rolls on his own? May, October's very own ghost. May, Bromtown's chosen one. May, the fatherless son. May.
You're not sick, I'm more sick, you're more crack. You're more shit, hard of hearing, earwax too thick. Chat bare lies, can't believe him. I'm too smart, can't fool me. You're more fools, me I'm slim, but still big. Beast in crime, B.I.G. Yeah. Man said watch, no one clocked, no TikTok. Time went on, now time's up. Flows too much, man level up, they're still stuck. Always frass, man burn up. Add to the book, your flow better than my back foot. Talking rough, call his bluff. Don't talk shit, you'll get a ground tough. Knock that out, knock it off. Touch mic, lock it off. Reload, turn it up. Bar sharp, I'm in a cut. I spit fire from the gut, then burn fire to my lungs. I'm on a rise, they're strong, I talk wise, they're dumb.
Stretch, great to have you on Seen Not Heard.
Yes,
I've just been talking to Mayday for the past 15 minutes. I just told you that he's a bit of a talker,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely. This guy can chat for England still.
But you guys work really, really well together. You guys are touring Japan.
Yeah, we got that coming up
a
soon.
month.
Yes,
And your track was on the Grime Shutdown playlist.
Yes.
So congratulations on a really good 2019. I think a lot of people would be impressed by that.
Thank you very much.
How long have you guys known each other?
Me and Mayday, we've only known each other for about a year, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's kind of just, I kept on seeing this geezer online and that. Like,
Geezer.
His online, yeah, this guy, like his presence was so strong, and I just thought, whoa, like I kept seeing him. He popped up like, yo, let's make a tune. I've heard you, you're sick, I'm sick. Let's do it. And I was like, you know, I can't say no. Like, yeah, come, let's do it. And then since then, we've just made a mad working relationship, and a few performances later, a few tunes later, a few link-ups. We're going to Japan together, and yeah, man. So
he mentioned he's been making music for like 2 years now, for a couple of years. Obviously, he was a rising star as well at the Birmingham Music Awards. How long have you been making music for? When did it all kind of start for you?
So I've always like been rapping, writing, spitting, whatever you want to say. Like I've always been doing that from when I first could. Like I remember Music 2000 days on the PS2, my sister like doing up that. So I've always kind of had that. And then I think 2017, I sat in my car actually with my brethren, and I had some tunes ready, and I was like, yo, what can I do with this now? I need to get heard. And he was like, let's just release it, stream this, rare. And I was like, raw, like, all right, then safe, like, let's do it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Went through everything, and yeah, man, I had a very good response to it. I think my approach to everything was very professional and like direct. So like, as an audience, it was easy to take in.
Yeah.
Like the main thing people were saying is like, you already seem like an established artist. So
That's what I was going to say. I mentioned before we kind of started filming this that I feel like your face is so familiar to me because I've watched so many of your videos as well online. Your online content at the moment is so good as well.
Thank you.
Going back to Godson though,
yes.
Congratulations for making that onto the Grime Shutdown playlist. How did that happen? How did that come about?
So initially, I wrote that in DAM. I read it in DAM. I was cranked off with my brethren in DAM, and I just had something to write. I was working on a mixtape at the time, Overdue. I was working on that, and I just kind of had a very good vibe about it. I found a beat for it. It all matched up perfectly.
Sometimes you just know, it's just that moment, innit? When you're working on something, you're thinking this is going to be something special.
Literally, like we knew, and I'd kind of I'd performed it to all my friends and that, and I was like, yo, that is like sick. Like, you need to make sure this is the one. So it was recorded. I was trying to get permission off the producer for ages. Like it was a mad struggle. He's living in London, he's living in America now. So trying to contact him back and forth was just a myth. In the end, we got it done, and I needed a video, obviously. Shot the video like real quick. Shout out to King's Media, he's my guy. Shot that real quick, and it was just there, and it was waiting for ages. I had loads of problems with, just everything seemed to get in the way of Godson, basically.
It happens like that
it
sometimes.
It just delayed, and it finally got out for whatever reason, and yeah, man, we just knew it was special, and it just kept on going, and just, yeah, man.
And it just clicked, didn't it?
It just clicked, man. BBC introducing as well gave me the track of the month on that, which was a mad plaque that I ain't really seen much people get, to be fair, with a grime song. So.
But you know what? I've seen you pop up in loads of different radio stations. Actually, I've seen that you've been on BBC introducing Represent as well.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm following what Represent are doing at the moment, and all those community stations down in London as well. A lot of people, once they've kind of connected with those stations in London, they see that they feel that radio exposure is like the way forward. For you, do you think social media is more important to kind of get exposed and put out there, or do you think radio exposure is kind of the way forward to be successful?
I think there's so many different lanes to be successful. Like, it's not like one or the other. I feel like it's all a playground. You have to dip into radio a little bit and do that and be good in that lane, and then come out of that and kind of do upstreams a bit more and focus on your press packs and sending these guys this and doing everything else. So I think you have to find a balance. Like, consistency is key with anything, really. So if you can kind of have consistent releases on that side, and then be known in a radio down London and say, oh, that Stretch passing the mic, he knows what he's doing, kind of thing.
Well, you've been doing the work. You fly back and forth quite consistently.
Back
I see.
Back
One
and
minute
forth.
I'm seeing that you're in London on this
Yeah.
station, the next day
Yeah.
you're at BBC Introducing in West Midlands,
Yeah,
and then you're
yeah.
kind of doing your bits here in Birmingham, and you're back
Yeah,
in
yeah,
London.
yeah.
Has there ever been a point for you where you just think, you know what, it's costing me too much, or it's a bit too much of a struggle for me right now?
can't
Maybe I
lie.
should move there, or maybe I should give it up? Or was there any point in the past few years where you think, you know what, this is so hard being an
Yeah.
artist that lives outside of the city.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just kind of.
It gets like that. It does get like that. Like I work and do other things, so like it's time consuming as well, and it's money, like you said. So I can't always go and do that what I want to do, and that's what kills me really. It's not really about giving up. Like it's about rearranging and trying to get the balance right.
Yeah.
Like I know, like if I can't do it that month, I'll be saying to Mayday, all right, not that month, yeah. Message my man and we'll do it this month, and we'll switch things around, because you just have to keep going for it. Like no one's gonna give you any like chance to go and get it again, basically.
No,
if
you
someone's
gotta do it
hollering me
yourself,
for a
don't you?
set in London, I'm gonna go there, and there's trains. I'll drive myself so I can get there. Like having an excuse basically don't get you anywhere in it.
No, that's
So
true.
there is going to be times where you can't do it or you want to give up, but that's just your
just
own
gotta be
battle.
consistent with it,
That's
don't
it,
you,
man.
really?
It's consistency
Yeah.
kills, man.
And just releasing music after music, and just
That's
being
it, man.
confident in your own music, I guess.
Literally.
So what is next for you in 2020? Have you got any plans yet, other than Japan and you know
Yeah.
doing all these incredible international
Yeah,
tours
yeah,
and that? I was so close to brushing your shoulders off there. But what else is there any kind of music that you've already kind of recorded that you're kind of thinking about releasing earlier in the year?
Yeah, I've got a lot. I'm gonna basically strengthen my visual side of things next year. So I'm gonna be very on side of like I don't want to be like a YouTuber, but I'm
Okay.
gonna be very heavy online now in what I'm doing visually. So a few more vlogs, few more depth into Stretch, a bit more musical creativity.
Just getting your face out there a little bit more.
Yeah. Trying to do some different things. So I've got a plan. I can't really say much. I'm trying to get Japan out of the way and think 2020 really. But
Okay.
there's definitely a lot of things in there to look forward to basically.
All right,
You'll
thanks.
see Manogram.
Thank you.
Billing up dubs. They could never try to stretch for a mug. Big dog can't beat the man, they're pog, and I won't stop doing grime like chipmunk. Billing up more. Your flow better than mine, are you sure? We can swing lines if you're ready for the It's Stretch again, just in case you missed that. Never had much, just flows and a bag of charisma. Now I'm trying to run tracks just like Johan. No white van when I say I switch gears like a sprinter. I'm like Gohan, and my bars are colder than sail in a freezer. In the middle of winter, if you know what I'm saying. I use play on words to play with words, but trying to one beat when man again playing. So I couldn't give a fuck about FIFA. Still spin man online 2K him. Player unknown, cause I don't care who can get it in my battleground. Get dead now and still be dead in a fortnight when I start spraying. No respawning. I aim at the boss till they lift it up, and more time than I'm gonna keep speaking. Your thing's dead, reset and delete it. Flow stay stronger, yours is weakest. My thing hot like tonight and heating. Turn up the intro, beat get a beating. Hit it up like Eggington. See if you wanna spar, we can take it. Leamington, sharp on point like Remington. Yeah, know that it's Stretch again. Stretching effect, pure breeze, that's what I give to them. You would've thought that I caught a sentence the way I go in when I touch the pen. Turn Mr. Strong to Mr. Bump with a bag full of flows in my book like Mr. Men. My man with a long arm still couldn't hold me. I'm in Brum from Dudley Road to Oldbury like Chalowski. I'm on job, so don't act like you don't know me. Play me a beat and it's on a get wily. When I touch my best, know I'm the godson. You have flows, man, I got some. Can't pass me a spliff, man, I'm already got one. Up on that strap, a next one. Then I build a new wave. Can't keep me contained, and the cage is open. I'm keeping it grimy. Word to Logan, I'm UK. I've been about since Birmingham's grime. My G, I ain't new wave. So control your ego. How you gonna come from the big spot, rap like Migos? That gets turned off, don't get reloads. Ask my man for the bar, cause he knows. Man, I got Jilla on reload. I got one backhand for a hero. Cold flow like Mr. Freeze. Suicide Squad is what I'll turn his team. So don't step to my Justice League, it's doomsday when I squeeze. Don't like me, act like a bitch and get on your knees. Get put underneath, 6 feet deep, knowing to breathe in your lungs. Billing up dubs. You can never try to stretch for a mug. Big dog on beat, the man they're pog, and I won't stop doing grime like chipmunk. Billing up more. Your flow better than mine, are you sure? We can swing lines if you're ready for the war till I rain down on a man something like Thor.
Thank you for jumping on the project, Gallah. Like, we've had so many different artists that have passed through on this project, and it's been really good. We've had like artists representing from Sheffield and Leicester and Birmingham, and most of those artists are from outside of London as well.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that this project was about artists living outside of London, but not just artists as well. You've obviously came down with like Mayday and Stretch DCM, but I wanted to make sure that we heard from music producers like yourself that have been grinding for a while now. And you've been doing loads in the space of time as well. I noticed that you're not just a producer, you're DJing as well.
Yeah.
You've been doing loads of local sets as well, representing Brom.
We're trying to get around, man.
You're definitely getting around. And then you still have time to kind of run down to London and do like sets for Rinse FM.
Yeah.
You've been on One Extra as well, been played on One Extra, I think, haven't you?
My music's been played on there.
But you haven't jumped on One Extra yet.
Yeah,
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Almost soon, hopefully.
BBC introducing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been around, but want to take it back to the start. When did you first start producing music? What inspired that move?
Well, first of all, it was DJing.
Yeah.
So I started DJing from quite a young age. That comes down to my pal Anton, who's now a house producer and DJ.
Oh, okay.
He's been on it since he was a young kid. So just watching him, it was always like, I want to know what he does. I want to get into that. So
how long ago was that? Was that a few years back?
14, 15. So yeah, a good 10 years ago. A good 10 years ago now.
Wow.
So that's when I grew an interest for it. So yeah, started off doing that. Started off doing dubstep and bassline. So just like really scatty music, basically.
You didn't say scatty.
So yeah, we started off doing it like that, and then my two other, so Anton and another pal of mine, Connell, aka Horacle, they started a duo called The Strangers in dubstep, doing producing. Since I seen them blow up, I was just like, yeah, I need to get involved in this. So eventually, just over time, taught myself to produce with the help of my two friends.
That's mad.
Met a lot of new artists on the way and just learned that way, got into it.
I notice a lot of people do that. A lot of DJs tend to music producers, music production and DJing, it comes hand in hand in a way, doesn't it really?
Exactly, yeah. So like just being able to play your own music, it's a good feeling. So, and getting a reaction from it especially, like it's a really good feeling.
So were you like DJing first for like a couple of years before you decided, right, you know what, I really love producing music as well, I'd love to kind of dabble in that as well, was it?
So I dabbled with producing little bits here and there. Never took it really serious till about 3 years ago. When I was putting tunes out on SoundCloud, getting little reactions here and there, and sending them out to a handful of DJs. And it was when I made one track entitled Sniper. That kind of went boom. DJ Slimzy played it on Rinse FM, and then it was just getting loads and loads of radio play. One Extra, even to this day, whenever there's an interview on, you hear it a lot in the background. So. It gets played a lot still to this day, and that's what's put me where I am, basically.
But you're kind of like happy just living in Birmingham and not really trying to venture out to kind of make that move to London to become, do you know what I mean?
To be completely honest, I think other cities like Nottingham, for example, Manchester, I prefer going to places like that because you meet new artists rather than going to work with people you already know of or go down.
The same circle of people.
Yeah, it's always, everyone thinks you have to go there to do this, but I just don't think you have to anymore. I think we've got that much, like we haven't got the platforms and the resources exactly like London has, but travelling to just smaller cities like Manchester and Nottingham, for example, you can just meet more people, network that way and build something yourselves, which I would stay in Birmingham because I'd rather help build up the city myself.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But you have made music for artists that are living inside of London that are well established.
Yeah.
You made the instrumental for P Money, Road Rage Part 2.
Yeah.
How did that happen? If there was another artist off the back of that you'd like to do something similar with, who would it be? But let's go back to P Money. How did that?
So this
Road
is
Rage Part 2.
the track I mentioned earlier, Sniper. That's that track there. So ever since it was played by Slimzy on Rinse and Spyro on One Extra.
Big up Spyro.
Big up Spyro and Slimzy. It was played on Hell in a Cell. I don't know if you've ever seen that by Key Push.
Yeah.
It was played on that, and MCs like Flirter D, RD, they went ham on it basically. They went mad on it. So yeah, from the back of that, I had a DM from P Money. And seen it and thinking, oh, what's this like? Thinking
Sleep Lighter.
I was expecting it maybe I was sending a new single out or something, but then he didn't follow me at the time, so I've clicked on it and he's like, oh, this instrumental here, this instrumental, like what time? Sent me the time of the video on the Hell in a Cell. I was like, I need this.
As well as P Money though, you had that moment.
Yeah.
Is there another well-established artist that you would love to work with that you think, you know what, I know for a fact that me and them would have a connection if we kind of worked together in the studio?
Yeah, so there's To be fair, like I've worked with this artist in the past, but because we've worked really, really well, I'd like to work with him more. And it's a guy called Infamous Dimes from Birmingham.
Okay.
And he's just the most versatile artist I've worked with personally. And I have so much fun in the studio with this guy.
What else have you got planned for next year? Seeing as it's the end of this year now, you've had a really interesting 2019.
Yeah, it has been.
What's going on in 2020?
So I'm hoping to release more music. So as Gallah, as them two hopefully,
Right.
finally put our first release out. I'd love to start my own label, but I think I'd wait until I've got
Just a
more of
little
my
bit
own
more
music.
time,
Yeah,
yeah.
I need more time for that. Eventually I do want to start a label though, so that's one of my plans. But I think 2020 we're planning for that, if that makes
It's the
sense.
planning for what's to happen next.
But I'm just going to still try and work. I want more placements, so I want to work with more artists from Birmingham and outside. So yeah,
That's 2020.
that's 2020 basically.
Thank you.